Hello, everyone! Today I have a wonderful story for you. It's called The Sticky Stone. It's a super old story, full of mystery and a big, big adventure. Are you ready? Let's begin.
You know those things that stick to your fridge? Magnets, right? We see them everywhere. But have you ever wondered, where did they come from? Who found the very first one? Well, there's a really old story, a legend, that tells us exactly that. So, meet our hero. His name is Magnus. He was a young shepherd boy, and his job was super important. He had to look after all of his family's sheep and make sure they were safe and sound. A big job for a young boy, right?
Okay, so one sunny day, Magnus was out with his flock of sheep. A flock, is just what we call a big group of sheep. So he's counting them. 1, 2, 3. Oh no! He realized that one little baby lamb, a really curious one, was missing. It had just wandered away.
Magnus got so worried. He started searching everywhere. He looked in the fields, in the bushes, up the hills, down the valleys. He even trudged through a cold mountain stream. Trudged means he was walking really slowly with heavy, tired steps. Imagine how tired he must have been.
He was just about to give up when, what was that sound? A tiny little baa! It was the lamb. He followed the sound, and it led him to a big, rocky cliff. But as soon as he stepped on the rocks, something very strange happened. He felt a weird pull, like something was grabbing his feet from the rock itself. He thought, what's happening to my boots? Why can't I move them? It felt like they were stuck with superglue. He tried to lift his feet, but no way. They were stuck tight. And his little lamb was still in danger. He started to get really worried. Why would a normal rock do this? So, in all his confusion, he just sat down on that same rock. And then he noticed something even more peculiar. When he touched the rock with his hands, nothing happened. There was no pull at all. The strange pull was only on his boots. How is that possible? So let's think like detectives. His bare hands on the rock? No pull. His boots on the rock? Stuck tight. What could be the difference? There must be something special about his boots that wasn't on his hands. What do you think it could be? He was still thinking about it when he leaned on his shepherd's stick, his cane. And guess what? The cane also got stuck to the rock. He looked down at the tip of his cane, and that's when he saw it. The tip was made of iron. And suddenly, it all started to make sense. That was the answer. The rock wasn't sticky at all. It was pulling only the iron. Magnus remembered his boots had tiny little iron nails in the bottom to make them strong. That's why his boots got stuck, and his iron-tipped cane got stuck. Wow, this was no ordinary rock. So, now that he had solved the puzzle, Magnus knew just what to do. He quickly took off his boots, and just like that, he could move again. He ran barefoot, found the little lamb stuck in a narrow gap, and rescued it. The poor thing was so hungry and scared. Magnus was so excited about what he found. He broke off a piece of that special rock and took it back to his village. He showed all the villagers how it could pull iron things towards it, like magic. Everyone was absolutely amazed. They had never seen anything like it in their lives. The villagers were so impressed with Magnus for discovering this magical stone. They decided to name the stone after him, to honor him. They called it a magnet, after Magnus the shepherd. And that, my friends, is the story of how magnets got their name. Wasn't that a lovely story? I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's see how much you remember. It's time for some questions to quickly revise everything we just learned. Ready? Okay, first question. Who was Magnus? That's right. Magnus was a young, very hardworking and caring shepherd boy who looked after his sheep. All right, next one. Where did Magnus search for his lost sheep? Can you remember all the places? He searched in the neighboring farms, he walked through a mountain stream, he looked into the bushes and the woods, and he went up the hills and down the valleys. He looked just about everywhere. This is an important one. Why was the rock named Magnet? Simple. It was named after Magnus, the sheep herder who found it. Easy to remember, right? Okay, let's see if you were listening carefully. True or false? Magnus took off a thorn from the sole of his boots. That's false. It wasn't a thorn, was it? No, it was the little iron nails in the bottom of his boots. That was the big secret.
You know, this sticky stone from our story is actually a real thing. It's called a lodestone. Lodestones are special rocks that are magnets naturally. So the story of Magnus is a wonderful way people long, long ago explained this amazing thing they found in nature. So now that you know the story of the very first magnet, I have a little mission for you. Today, look around your house. How many magnets can you find? You might be surprised. They are everywhere, and you can thank the curious shepherd boy, Magnus, for his amazing discovery.